the 1-2 punches now.
It's just crazy, really, isn't it? You know, it's a crackers event when you think about it. It really is. You know, it's just full of spectacle and emotion, and it's tough.
Go, go, go!
I got into cycling because of this race. I remember running home from school to watch the end of the Tour de France, and the dream was always just to be a part of it. And well, now I'm here, stood in the yellow jersey. It's just insane. It's incredible. It's a dream come true.
Last time I cried was when I got married. Don't know what's happened to me.
You've just won the Tour de France.
Kids, just dream big. You're gonna have knocks, you're gonna have downs, but keep believing, and anything is possible. And you know, with hard work, everything pays off in the end. Vive le Tour.
What does it take to win the toughest challenge in cycling?
It takes fitness, strength, durability, passion, sensibility, and you need to be one tough cookie.
He's certainly that.
The 2018 Sports Personality of the Year is Geraint Thomas.
Like Formula One, they're under team orders to let you take the lead.
Yeah, well, I was lucky in the fact the team let me race. You know, I went there it was my main goal all year, and Chris Froome was the leader. He's won it 4 times previously, so obviously he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And, you know, they had their bets on him, but I was allowed to do my own thing and see how it went, and obviously it went pretty well.
For you.
This is the best Tour de France in the last 30 years.
Team Ineos's preparations were dealt a severe blow when 4-time Tour winner Chris Froome suffered multiple injuries in a serious crash last week. Thomas says there's no doubt Froome will be missed, but it means he can stop answering questions about the team's leadership.
He's hit a wall at 60 km an hour, something like that. He's got a bad fracture. He's badly injured.
We're just hearing that the Tour de France champion, Geraint Thomas, has been involved in a crash, a heavy fall in the Tour de Suisse.
Medics' main concern seems to be the Welshman's right shoulder.
How's his mood been this year, so?
Not as happy. You just get to a point where you just need to go, and I think we're at that point.
This has turned into like a lucky tour haircut, even though 2 years ago I crashed out with a broken collarbone, but you kind of forget that, don't you?
Apologies, yeah, to hairdressers across the country. We do realise there's a skill involved, which I don't have.
Only 5 days now till the start. Those few days are quite busy, but it's busy doing stuff you just don't want to do. I don't feel I've got to prove anything, even though some people have said, you know, about being a one-hit wonder and stuff, and it's a pretty good hit to have if that's all I'm going to have, so.
It's easy to look back at last year with rose-tinted glasses because we know the outcome. You've done all you can. You've done all your training and you're just waiting to get going.
Sorry.
This is the biggest race of the year. This will be my 10th. I've won it once. Sarah gave me this wishbone because, yeah, I'd had quite a bit of bad luck throughout races. So yeah, I put it on my computer that I have on my bike. I just want one Grand Tour where I don't have any misfortune, really. Just no bad luck, you know.
Ain't shady, baby, I'm hot like the prodigal son. Big up Bartolini, meeny, money, mo, and flower. You're the chosen one.
We're heading down now. It's always a surprise when you walk into a room like packed full of journalists or like that, and you're kind of like, well, you do kind of get used to it, and you kind of just turn your media mode on. All this just for us about a bike race, you know. Calm before a storm. For a rider, it's just like ball ache.
Some people are hoping for a more open and maybe surprising Tour de France.
Hope not. Hopefully one of us wins and is really uneventful. I just sort of let things go over my head most of the time, and yeah, for me it's just like whatever. Yeah, just say my bit and then that's it. And cheers. Thanks. I think I nailed that pretty much.
What was your motivation to want to do this stuff?
I think it just give a different insight to show exactly what it's like. The road will decide, and whoever's better will eventually come out on top for sure. And I think when I was growing up, like, there wasn't too many documentaries on, like, cycling, and I think it'd just be nice to, yeah, show what it's actually like. No worries. Okay. It's nice to just get away from it all. Good to have that box ticked off now and just chill out now, and yeah, it'll get going tomorrow and it'll be a lot better a few days in.
So it's called the Tour de France and it lasts for 3 weeks, but it is never ever the same. It's just crazy, really, isn't it? You know, it's a crackers event when you think about it. It really is. You know, it's just full of spectacle and emotion, and it's tough. So every year is a different puzzle. And of course, to win the race overall, you don't need to win every stage. It's the accumulated time where you can manage your effort overall and try and be the winner over the 3 weeks.
Every team's got 1 or 2 leaders, in our case, and then you got 6 teammates. They're here to just give everything for their leaders, work 100%.
Wab's a climber, Briato, Polish guy, climber, Gianni, climber, he's a climber, Iga, very good climber, the leader, Dylan, yeah, the leader, and then there's Luke. He does everything else basically. That's the team.
We're going in with a leader and a joint leader, which way exactly it's going to play out. I think time will tell, and we'll see what happens on the road exactly.
Who can win is the first question. Geraint's got a track record, he's older, he's experienced, he understands what it takes to win, he knows how to win, he's done it already. Egan, phenomenal talent, on his way up, fantastic shape, but has he got the experience of yet? He can't have, he hasn't done it. So you've got this kind of very sort of 2 riders at the opposite ends of their careers.
We're a team, but we're also individuals in that, and I kind of like maybe 2 strikers wanting to get the golden boot, you know, for the same team, and you just need to win those games, and the same with cycling, you just need to sort of win the race.
If you like just a teammate, you got almost zero chance to win. You know it's impossible. So you have to give 110% of your mindset, of yourself, to become the best athlete possible, not for yourself, but for the group and for your leader.
I think at this moment in time, you'd probably say, you know, G's number one and Egan's number two, but at the same time, it's quite clear last year, Froome was number one and G was number two, so we never know quite what can happen throughout the course of the race.
You guys are our leader, and we want someone to decide is the road, you know? I cannot imagine, after all the work they've done, if during one day, one of the two leaders race against each other. I will be really angry, but I think will be nothing compared to Kwiatkowski, Unhappy, or Luke Rowe, or Wout Poels, because those guys, they don't give you 50%. They give you 110. So it's the right guys. You do whatever you do, but don't fucking fuck around with us.
We are in Belgium, the capital, Brussels, coming from the Tour de France.
So long as there's honesty between the two leaders, which in this case with G and Bernal, it's simply not going to be an issue because they're just straight up blokes, and I think they're both genuinely going in with the attitude that, you know, we're clearly here to win the race, and as long as it's one of them, the other one would be happy. And so yeah, I think it doesn't see it as an issue. I see it as just a great position to be in.
Egan only joined the team last year, and I'd ridden the Tour with him and a couple of races with him and got on with him. But yeah, I don't really know him as a person, really. I just sort of know him as a bike rider, really, that's in the same team as you.
Thomas and me, we are pretty relaxed, so I have not any problem to help him if you need it. If he feels good, for sure I will help him. I have not any problem, and I am 22 years old, and yeah, I just want to learn. And for me, it's also special to share this leadership of the two with him, no? So for me, it's really special, and like I said before, also I have a lot of respect for him. So yeah, we'll just try to do the best for the team.
Yeah, I've done the Tour 10 times, and I'm not sure about my relationship with it, really. I've had a lot of good times in the Tour, but I've also had quite a few bad times. The start of the Tour, you're a bit anxious. I just want to get this week out of the way because it's just so dangerous and anything can happen. Like, you're not going to win the race, but you can definitely lose it.
The opening few stages, nerves are high.
It's stress, it's anxiety, stress, nerves. It's always the same at the start of the Tour de France.
There's so much at stake, not just a stage win, but with it, whoever won the stage takes the yellow jersey, so that heightens things. There's a lot of riders with a point to prove, and there's only so much room on the road for those riders to fit.
Everybody is fresh, and you know all of them, they're ready to fight, because if you win, that changes your life forever.
The crowds have been out in huge numbers. And Ineos on the right-hand side, the red and black colours, making sure they protect the defending champion, Geraint Thomas.
3K to go, it's all good, and they're all just weaving across the road, a few clatters of wheels, and you're just like, oh man. It was going through a gap, but then the gap just sort of disappeared really as a guy slid across, and I just hit the barrier and just toppled over my bike.
He's used up one of his lives.
Is there a life used up? Yeah, maybe. Maybe he's got more than others.
There's crashes in cycling every day. It's brutal, and Geraint in particular, he's quite a guy, but he's as hard as nails. He's like a proper hard guy, which you just don't see in his demeanour necessarily, but boy can that guy suffer.
Sometimes there's just no avoiding it, nowhere to go, and that was the story today. It's like cricket, it's like a batsman they're always going to lose their wicket, you know, and you're always going to crash your bike as a pro, so just get used to it and part of the sport. No damage really, just a bit of an impact on my quad there. At least I've got, well, a physio to help. He's not one of the best, but you know, gotta make do.
He always comes back anyway.
No, he's alright. It's quite good having someone from back in Wales as well, you know, because it's kind of...
oh, that's sweet.
Well, it's mostly just take the piss.
That's really sweet, that is. To be fair, I only ever really see him when there's a problem. And there's quite a few problems. I see you quite a lot, actually.
I saw a sign on stage one, actually. Somebody had this big sign saying 13k done, 3,500 and something to go. And you have to laugh at that. You have to break it down, like anything, even if you do a 5k park run, you know, you break it up. If you're there just thinking constantly just 25 miles to go, 24 and a half, 24, like, it's like bloody, I don't know, self-harming, isn't it?
He's had a springy step, and it's Alaphilippe who wins.
The first week for Julian Alaphilippe was quite extraordinary. He was not supposed to start the tour and go for 3-week long battle for the GC.
The rise of a plan from just to say, right, we should be eating at this point, this point, this point. What they have and how it's controlled is extremely important.
They've got to fuel, they've got to get the calories and get the energy in to do what they do. So they constantly got to, you know, really, they get up, it's rice, it's pasta, it's like full-on breakfast, you know. And it's not, to them, it's not eating, they're fueling. They're putting fuel in the tank.
Day 6 and I'm already getting a bit fed up with rice.
Actually, we were the first team who started doing rice cakes, and our whole peloton is doing rice cakes, but then we brought it to another level. We're doing, I don't know, 6, 7 per day. And
what's the process here, Mark?
That's top secret. G, he likes everything except dates. He's quite picky, or he's quite worried about his weight, and yeah, it frustrates him during the season if he doesn't reach the target. So yeah, he's very sensitive about that.
I'd rather just ram the rice down and then have the legs and be consistent.
There is nowhere to hide on La Planche des Belles Filles.
Alaphilippe's in yellow, looking extremely good.
On each of the previous 3 occasions when the race has been up it, the man who was wearing the yellow jersey that night has gone on to win the race.
It's every man for himself, even if you're in Team Ineos.
Planche des Belles Filles is something super steep. You don't need to look at your teammate or the riders close to you. Everybody is suffering.
Planche des Belles Filles was a first test. We knew Alaphilippe was obviously a great bike rider. We weren't too concerned. You know, we kind of always felt that we would have the upper hand by the time it came to the end.
Landa is losing time a little bit. Perfect. Remember, don't stay on the right side on the gravel. Don't stay on the right side on the gravel.
Alaphilippe had a decent lead, but as soon as your legs go and it's on the gradient like that, you can just lose time like straight away.
Come on,
And here comes Geraint Thomas. The yellow jersey will stay with Julian Alaphilippe. The brutal final 100 metres as Geraint Thomas has emerged.
It's going to be close.
At the finish line of stage 6 of the Tour de France, and you get the sense that things are about to explode.
But it's Alaphilippe who stays there at the top of the general classification.
Not yet, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Not yet.
Geraint Thomas has stolen the march on Egan Bernal here as well. What a ride by Geraint Thomas here. And Geraint Thomas has now gone past Julian Alaphilippe. And Geraint Thomas, the defending champion, it's really digging deep. And Thomas now is starting to really assert some authority here. Brilliant stuff from Thomas. He crosses the line at minute 43 beyond.
Very good job, Jay. Fantastic again. Really good, eh? Fucking hell, Jay. Chapeau, eh? Chapeau again. Very good job, boys.
It was hard because I'd paced it well and judged the climb well. I was able to sort of feel half decent on that last bit, and my legs did sort of go towards the end. It felt like they went with 50 metres to go actually, but still gained that time on Alaphilippe, so they certainly weren't going like his were. But yeah, that was a big day and a big finish.
That's the first time of the year when you can say, right, he's back now.
Yeah, I've no idea why everyone else was, but just wait and then go all the way to the line.
It was a kind of sending a message to all his rivals also. And for us also, we said, right, we know we have Eganberg and now we've got you.
Messing about on that face app that ages you, and oh my god, I look so much like my dad.
I'm regretting marriage at this point.
Yeah, I look like my dad quite a lot, so yeah, just messing about with that. Like sometimes I just can't be asked to talk. I'm just happy to just sit there and.
It's your kind of chance to switch off every day, would you say?
Mm.
So yeah, well, I hear from you every day.
Yeah.
We FaceTime, or well, we speak quite a lot anyway, don't we, during the day?
Yeah.
After the race is finished, you've got to have this ability to relax and recover somehow, and then go back into, right, we're going to race again now, and switch on again. And you've got to do that for 3 weeks. Long time, 3 weeks. It's a month that we spend together on a small little bus, running around in very high pressure situations, and that at some point, if there's any cracks, you're going to find them in that environment. And I think that's where Geraint is incredibly strong. He's a calm character. He takes it all in his stride. You know, he doesn't stress. He's not a screamer and a shouter. You know, and his ability just to kind of take it all in his stride is one of his great assets.
I don't read all the white noise, whatever you want to call it, around the race. You know, just stay in my own little bubble and get on with it. So, enjoying it so far.
I mean, it's never nice when you see the first thing of like, oh, I think I just saw disaster for Geraint Thomas. You know, oh my God, here we go again. But then, yeah, I saw that he was back in straight away. So, yeah, it's not. I mean, it's never. I just hate it anyway. I just hate the whole month of July.
Geraint, is it the best situation for you now, just before the Pyrenees?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's been a great 10 days. Obviously, it'd be better if we were a couple of seconds behind Alaphilippe, not a minute. But you know, I think you know, coming into the race, you wouldn't have necessarily talked about Alaphilippe as a GC contender. Now the real sort of the harder Alpine and Pyrenean stages will start. So yeah, can't complain. Basically, every stage is different and starts around a similar time, but you have your routine of just waking up, breakfast, get on the bus, you know, just sort your stuff out, do the race, straight back on the bus to the hotel, get your massage, dinner, bed, and just repeat. And it's just monotonous, really, like that. The more you do it, the more you just crave that routine, really. And even though it's boring, you get quite comfortable in it.
go ahead.
Hey, what's up, guys? Episode 2 with G and Luke, the No Name podcast. Although we have a name now. Luke.
What's occurring? But so it's Watts is spelt Watts is in the power, obviously cycling related. But the saying what's occurring, it's like a Welsh saying, oh, but what's occurring? So we thought it fitted quite well. Thrills and spills, aren't we?
Yeah. We knew it'd be a big day from the start, like close to 4,000 metres of climbing and up and down all day. Well, yeah, on our power files afterwards, I think I was 5,000 calories, you were 5.5, which I actually Googled earlier, so this might be slightly wrong, but a Big Mac is 540 odd calories, so I could eat 9 that day.
So, okay, we'll try and get back to the Tour of France.
Race.
Rather than talking about food.
Sorry.
The feet are firmly on the floor, aren't they? And we know, like, we haven't really dipped our toe in the water in terms of the mountains.
Yeah. Now we just have some dinner, go to bed. The next big 5 days. Yeah, that's it. What's occurring? Yeah, we might get to double figures next week.
We're going global, mate.
Yeah.
We're going big time.
We're going to break Belgium. Sweet.
Fucking smashed it.
Smashed out the park. The way we've been riding, you know, is just trying to be conservative all the way up till now, really. Get ready to really empty the tank the next 3 days.
The time trial, obviously, you have to ride as quick as you can. You have a start for yourself and finishing for yourself.
You come to the Tour with 100 bullets and you don't want to use them all by 5 days to go because then you've got nothing for the last few days. The next few days you're not going to be using a scatter gun, but you certainly use a few of those bullets, that's for sure. You know, in a TT, I can only affect my own ride, you know, so I just need to do the best ride I can do, and then there's no point in me stressing about, like, what Alaphilippe's going to do or, you know, whoever, really. Do so many TTs, you just sort of, you know it's going to hurt, but you don't chase it, you don't sort of, you pace it, you know, you don't want to be like health leather in the first 5k and like be really sort of like in pain. That'll come.
Bernal is in and Geraint Thomas now has just completed the final climb, so Thomas has about 300 metres to go here in the sunshine, searingly hot in Po. Thomas in that top time trial position on the right.
My heart rate is going now.
Thomas now heads for the line, 35, 14.91.
There was obviously a big scrum around me, and
Need to roll, man.
all I was thinking about was I just want to just roll on my bike just to cool down a bit because it was super hot. Before you know it, there's like microphones just thrust in your face and you're thirsty and you just want 10 seconds.
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, 8k or so, like it just felt like, yeah, when I really wanted to step on it, I didn't quite have that last 5%, but still a decent ride.
And Julian Alaphilippe is coming up towards the line now, and his time is a stunningly quick one, and he has won by 14.67 seconds. Geraint Thomas has finished second. Julian Alaphilippe skids to a halt right in front of the television cameraman, and the celebrations in France start already.
We just heard Alaphilippe's won the stage. Surprised by that? Yeah, I didn't really expect that. He's obviously going incredibly well. You know, if he can keep that up, then he'll win.
Alaphilippe skid into a stop. Everyone loves that and stuff, but that's not going to win you the Tour. The best way to do that is just to be consistent and stick to it.
Alaphilippe's been around for a long time, but it was a question of, okay, this egg timer, the sun's it's gonna run dry. It's got to, unless we don't know anything about this sport. The egg timer, it's gonna come. It's gonna happen.
Bloody hell! Fucking me up for this, isn't it?
Do you like TT days? Or do you prefer just a normal stage?
Do I like TT days?
Yeah.
No. It's actually loads of hanging round.
Yeah. Hey, you know, this hotel, this is the first hotel I came to after, like, when I won last year.
After La Rosière?
No, after TT. The very last stage, before Paris. We were staying here.
This hotel?
Yeah. We were here for like 3 or 4 nights.
No, last year's TT was stage...
20.
Yeah. You didn't come here after stage 20?
Yeah, we did. No, what? 100%.
I'm telling you, 100%.
What are you
did
jibbing?
not stay here.
What are you jibbing?
Have a lie on your side.
No.
You didn't stay here. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. All right, you're done now. You can get out now.
Thanks.
You can get out now.
George, he was with me.
George, you know, is George, all right, bud?
What's up, mate?
Yeah, quick question for you, mate. You know,
Yeah, hit me.
can you remember, you know last year when G won the TT?
Third in the TT. Yeah. Won the tour.
Oh, won the tour, yeah, okay. Right, yeah, when he won the tour after the TT, did they come back to this hotel for burgers, or was it not a different hotel?
Yeah, it was this hotel. In the exact dining room.
Thank you very much.
No.
Cheers,
No,
George.
He's in on it. No way, he's in on it. He's in on it. No, not having it.
Still not buying
No,
it.
not having it. Not having it. You're all in on it. You're all in on it.
6
George,
pints Poncana in October.
George, you're not having it, mate. Ciao, mate. Useless. Absolutely useless to me, you are.
This is the first time Alaphilippe's beaten me in a TT. Nobody really expected that. So that kind of put a bit of a dampener on the day for me, really, even though I gained time on everyone else. In the back of your mind, you're always thinking, oh yeah, but Alaphilippe gained that, like 13 seconds or whatever it was on me. The next day you're going again, you need to quickly just sort of, anything bad, just put it behind you, and anything good, not get overconfident as well.
If it was up to me, they'd be attacking all the time. If it was up to me, you'd do an Alaphilippe tomorrow.
Yeah, to me, I'd do the same as well. I think on the last climb tomorrow up at Tourmalet, as long as it's a good solid pace, that's what we kind of want. The best thing is that high pace, hard, all the way up the climb basically.
Alaphilippe is holding on to this yellow jersey as it stands, but it's going
At the end of the day, if he keeps hold of the jersey, he keeps hold of it, doesn't he? We're obviously going to try our best and do everything we can to take it.
Egan Bernal responding as Geraint Thomas's teammate is suffering.
Geraint Thomas, there's a gap. Thomas is being dropped. Alaphilippe can't believe his eyes. Geraint Thomas is coming undone. Thomas struggling.
In the Pyrenees is the hardest climb that we have.
The defending champion is in the house of suffering.
And the last 1.5 is getting steep again, and then is where Jay starts to suffer.
Alaphilippe is not just defending, he's extending.
They attacked about 1.5, and Jay was not able to stay with this small group.
Thomas has almost collapsed.
He is hanging on by his claws, but he's slipping further down the ladder.
Well, he knows he's got a battle on his hand, that's for sure.
That one really hurts.
It wasn't an off day, I don't think. He's still there, but he just lost that little bit of time. More a fueling issue than fundamental fitness. It wasn't a disaster by any means, but equally I think he'd have much preferred to have been at the front, you know, fighting out with Pino and those guys.
It was a tough old day, really. Kind of knew my legs weren't quite there, and it was going to be a matter of just getting to the top as quickly as I could and hopefully, well, lose as little time as possible. hard to just watch the race going away from you and know you're losing time.
All good?
Yeah, yourself.
Oh, yeah. Been better. Okay. Been worse.
When you get back to the hotel, you're just reliving the stage in your head and just like how you're feeling really, and trying to analyse why and what, if you could have done something different. And
Tomorrow another day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you too.
after an hour or so, it's like, right, okay, that's that. This is what I've learned from it, and move on. Pino won the stage, and I think Alaphilippe was second. So it was another like really good day for Alaphilippe, and I think that's when everyone was a bit like, is he going to actually lose this jersey or what?
That's just what this sport is like, really. You know, you have ups and downs, and you just need to keep going, keep fighting. And yeah, second place still. Like, if that is my bad day, hopefully it is. If it is, then or my worst day, then it's quite a good one to have. But tomorrow might be a different story again. But yeah, we'll see. What's the time now? It's 9:40 now, so I still need a shower, get a massage, eat that, go to bed, do it all again tomorrow.
Egan Bernal or Geraint Thomas for you now?
Well, it does seem to change every day. It's going to be a really interesting final week of this year's Tour de France. Let's see what happens tomorrow.
I wonder how Geraint Thomas will sleep tonight.
We do not know who is going to win this race. It's absolutely incredible. Ineos, they need to decide very soon who is going to be their leader if they want to win this.
Yesterday was probably, after the TT, having a bit weaker legs on the climb, so he managed to limit his losses at the end, which wasn't the worst day he could have. So yeah, we're good. I think today should be back in the game, but we'll see soon enough. Here they come. As I said, full gas. Job done. Doesn't show, but I think it's not far. He dropped Alaphilippe though. Go, go, go!
Great, move.
As it stands at the moment, he's second in the Tour de France, 1 minute and 35 behind Julian Alaphilippe.
It's fascinating, isn't it, Ineos? It is fascinating, and I think tomorrow, I think somebody will ask, it'll probably be me, to ask the Geraint Thomas, will he be happy with the Team Ineos Tour de France victory?
Alaphilippe is holding on by his fingernails.
And then it's kind of a shame to get stuck behind Alaphilippe.
Geraint Thomas certainly seemed a lot more confident after today.
This is the best Tour de France in the last 30 years.
Here on rest day number 2. What's occurring your end, son? Hang on. You've had 2 fines this race. Did you know that?
No.
2 fines you've had, mate.
For what?
For feeding somewhere late, naughty boy, and the second one, urinating in public. Public indecency.
Just giving the people what they want, mate. It's not my fault.
I don't think we want to see your sausage, mate. But so yeah, 2-1 on the fine front. In this second rest day, in the 4 years that I've been part of the team, we've had the yellow jersey by a decent margin, and it's been a case of let's bring it home. Not being big-headed, or that's just the way it's been. But now it's like, well, there's Alaphilippe, and then there's 5 of you within, 30 seconds or 40 seconds or whatever it is. So whole new dynamic to the race. And
Egan's 5th, I'm 2nd. I think we're still doing pretty well. Yeah, okay, we're not in the yellow and we're not riding on the front all day, every day, but there's more than one way to win.
It's way more exciting in some respects, but it's more like chess in another. It's an interesting race. I mean, it's brilliant fun, let's face it. And who knows how it's going to finish, which is what ultimately, you know, Grand Tours, what makes Grand Tours brilliant is that suspense all the way to the end and not really knowing what's going to happen.
We're due a heat wave. We were on our bikes today and it was high 30s, and that's pretty much what we're going to expect the next week when it's that hot. You know, high 30s, 40. It's like you got to be a sniper, aren't you? You got one bullet.
Yeah, exactly.
If you go into the red, you can't recover. You're screwed. So
yeah. So Pino, if you're listening, just take it easy, son. Just chill out. Don't worry about it.
Alaphilippe, no more attacking.
Just sit up, take it easy.
You've had your glory, mate. You've won enough this year.
Yeah. The French will love you now. Whatever happens, just chill, boys.
You win a Grand Tour by being good all the way through and managing your effort all the way through, not going into that, you know, deep red zone often, you know. Save that for the final day or two. And so yeah, I feel like I've managed that effort really well so far, and I'm feeling good for it. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the Alps now.
Okay, right, so there's 8 riders here. 2 of us are sat on the bed. Of the other 6, who do you want us to speak to? We'll speak to them the morning of Paris, and that'll be the next What's Occurring podcast.
Yeah, maybe we'll get Gianni on. He didn't even know what podcast was when we told him what we were doing.
No.
What is this? Well, it's like on Spotify and you download in. In between music? No, mate, no, it's just like a conversation, I guess.
He had no clue what a podcast is, did he? Bless him.
Very focused on the downhill, especially the first few K. Focus, man. Alaphilippe is dropped. Alaphilippe is dropped. Oh yeah, really good there. I think he just gained a bit of time. There is a gap, Jay. Come on. There's a gap. Allez, come on.
There's a crash. Geraint Thomas has gone down number 1.
He is. From his point of view, he's still in the race.
Geraint Thomas's Welsh teammate Luke Rowe has been disqualified after a clash.
I think it's a load of bollocks.
Luke Rowe expelled from the Tour de France, and that's a real blow, isn't it, to Geraint Thomas's hopes of defending his title.
It's just all massively in your head, and just how you tackle it really, and deal with the tiredness and the fatigue and everything, and splitting it all up into smaller chunks, not seeing it as like one big 3-week prance around France. Like, Luke was kicked off, it wasn't ideal. There's definitely a lot more tension, and everyone's tired and everyone's stressed. It sounds a bit harsh maybe, but like once he's gone, you kind of like, you feel sorry for him, like, oh, mate, cheers for everything, and you kind of forget about it. Because you have to, really.
Geraint Thomas has gone down number 1.
Obviously the crashes don't help, and the latest one was just such a freak thing. It was just, I was so annoyed after that, just because it was just like, I don't even understand how it happened. But luckily I've been fortunate in them all and not come off too badly at all, so yeah, it could be a lot worse.
the top guys who are doing it for a Grand Tour, 3 weeks, they're quite abnormal with their physiology, because you actually see like say half of the team, you can tell they're going into the last week of the Grand Tour because their bodies are starting to go tight, everything's starting to go stiff. Whereas the likes of G, you've got Froome, you've got Wout, you've got Dylan, those guys, Egan, they go the opposite way, and they become their bodies respond as if they've been doing nothing. It's crazy physiology, really, but that's why they can cope with the demands of a Grand Tour so well.
If Hannah won last year, and I was sat here now second on GC and this in front of me, then I'd be just like, wow, this is pretty cool. But obviously because of last year, obviously expectations and everything are a lot different. But I think we're still in a good position. It's all to race for, and I'm ahead of everyone bar Alaphilippe, so it's just go all in and then fight all the way. Alaphilippe still had a big lead. We just wanted to make it a hard day, and if we could gain a bit of time, if not at least take more out of him for the final big 2 days.
If Ineos want to win the race, they've got to decide who it's going to be and then play for that one rider. Otherwise, they might come unstuck.
Egan Bernal into the thin air, and it's the Colombian who is the first to attack. And fans getting very close to the Colombian. And meanwhile, it's a counter-attack now from Geraint Thomas. Thomas has had enough of the hanging around. Thomas has started chasing his own teammate up the mountain towards the summit. But what it's going to do is bring everybody else closer to Bernal.
When Egan attacked, nobody followed, and I was sat there thinking, why has no one responded? Is it because they're hurting, or are they just sort of bluffing and waiting for somebody else to go? So that was when I just thought, I'm just going to have a go.
Julian Alaphilippe clinging on by his fingernails to that group, but gritting his teeth. Geraint Thomas attacks from the yellow jersey group to chase down his own teammate Egan Bernal.
So Egan started to gain time, and Jay probably felt, we're not moving anywhere now. Jay is looking at Egan, going away, you can see, fuck, I'm going to lose the tour now. So maybe all the guys are actually tired or fucked. Egan goes on already. I'm going to try to go myself to see what's happening, because I can gain time on Alaphilippe, because we have to gain time on Alaphilippe. And I think that was the purpose.
But then on the TV, it obviously just looks like I was chasing a teammate down, which wasn't my intention, obviously, but yeah.
You just don't hunt your teammate down.
But if you do, you've got to make it count.
The champion's not going to sit there and play the perfect teammate. I personally believe that Egan Bernal has always been their anointed leader since the start of this tour. I firmly believe that.
So you don't think Egan could have even more time if Thomas just sat still?
Yeah, but it's still Alaphilippe. We're racing now to win. It's not so we have to play both. We have to play both. We have to make the race harder. That's what we want to do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What would be the way to correct Alaphilippe, and you think there is a way?
I think he was suffering towards the top today.
There's typical media going to try and make some sort of story why are you chasing down your teammate? Is there a rift in the team? And all that type of crap. The reason I did it was because it felt easy. So it was like, well, is everyone on the limit or what? It's a lot of rise. Egan's obviously a threat, but they didn't react. So it's just a test to see them. But personally, it's quite frustrating as well, though. Really, not that we got to win as a team. That's the main thing. But the last couple of mountaintops now, I've kind of been the one sort of stuck behind, having to just let the race go away almost. But main thing is we're both still there in a good position. We were lucky to miss this little storm as well, because that could have added a bit of... That descent would have been a bit sketchy then if it'd been raining like this, but just got to try and eat this now, because recovery is the most important thing. I'm really sick of rice and chicken, so I was struggling, but force it down, because it's I'm going to need it. Tomorrow is a big day, and the day after probably the biggest of the three. It's the hardest sort of final climb, so a lot can still happen there. So yeah, we're in a good position. I knew coming into the tour that the Alps would be the better bit for me. Dave and some of the team might have been a bit more stressed, but I was just thinking of myself and just what I needed to do to try and win.
The yellow jersey, Alaphilippe, is under some serious pressure. Bernal in the white jersey. This is Geraint Thomas, and Walt Poles is setting the tempo.
And altitude starting to have an effect. They're above 2,200 metres above sea level now.
The yellow jersey is sticking to the rear wheel of Mikel Landa. He's wrestling with the bike, he's wrestling with the mountain, and his rivals are sensing blood in the water.
We wanted to crack Alaphilippe that day, without a doubt. We had to.
Thomas is desperately trying to push on.
Alaphilippe, he can't follow that. The yellow jersey losing touch.
Come on, G, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
I was feeling good. I knew Egan was good. If we kept racing how we were, one of us would come away with the jersey.
Allez, G, come on, come on, come on, man.
And Bernal now goes to the front. Bernal is only just getting started.
Come on, allez, come on, Egan.
We could be seeing history made for Colombian cycling.
Oh, this doesn't look good.
We're hearing that there is ice and mud on the road.
There it is.
Fingers crossed for safety.
Landslide right across the road.
What on earth is going on?
The stage is being abandoned.
There is ice and mud on the road from the glacier.
The hailstones were like marbles.
Officials were left with no choice but to abandon the race.
Egan was up the road, and it was a great position. And then maybe 3 or 4k down the descent, I just heard Nico on the radio saying, "Oh, the race is neutralised, guys. That's it." And it was kind of like, they tell us that they're going to take the time from the top of the climb, whatever the gaps were there. That's what it is. You know, how can they do that? But you need to stay positive. But then at that point, Egan went into the jersey. That was it then. You know, it's kind of, as soon as Egan has gone into yellow, 1 day left, it didn't have to be said. Like, I knew that that's it. I need to ride for him. Everything was going well for us. We got rid of Alaphilippe. Egan made a move, and I was just sat with the Dutch guys. I'm waiting for the last climb, really, to have a dig myself. And then, obviously, we heard on the descent that was it. Stage stopped, cancelled. Sound. It just seems to be the story of my race, really. Just like one thing after another. It's that whole Murphy's Law, you know. What can go wrong will go wrong. And but at least the saving grace of it all was that Egan has a jersey now, so that's obviously great for the team.
You know, as we said this morning, we're going to take it on, and you know, we haven't maybe been the strongest as we've been all race, but today was the day. We thought that actually if there was anywhere that we could make the difference on the ease run, it's going to have to be hard to get there. And I actually thought the guys rode really well, to be honest. And they had a plan, and they executed a plan. G went first, Egan went over the top, and who knows what would happen after that. I knew that my chance had gone by that point, and it was just, I had to just do my bit for Egan. You've been first, you've been second, therefore why not be first again? Rather than worrying about what happened last time. I think, you know, life's like, you can't look back in life. The only thing you can do is look forward and say, well, I can't Geraint win another one. That would be my way of thinking about it.
Will Geraint Thomas be disappointed to finish second, being defending champion?
No, I think he'll be absolutely gutted.
In sport, life in general, you do make your own luck as well. Like, if you do everything right and you do work really hard, like, it does, you get more out of it. But for sure you need, maybe not good luck, but you just no bad luck.
It's just hard not to compare it to last year. Everything has been different.
Obviously, I wanted to win again, but it's just, it's the way it goes sometimes, isn't it?
The way the tour finished was the story of 2019 for me, really. Coming through all that adversity, really, and still just to miss it at the final, it was kind of like, but like I say, that's life, innit? I think a part of me did hope just to be like out and out leader for the tour, because yeah, like I most of my career I've worked for others, nearly all of it. Like a part of me, like jokingly inside, is kind of like, well, you know, Egan, he doesn't know what it's like really to work all your life and then finally get it. You know, he's only 22. Just felt like, not disappointed in the team, but just disappointed, really.
But if you'd told me when I was a kid that I'd race the tour, win the tour, maybe podium the following year, I'd be like, it's just incredible. But at least I've got my rice, more rice, and I've got my recovery drink, and you know, it's not the end of the world, is it?